Electric. That seems to be the new buzzword on everyone's lips more and more nowadays, and it's no wonder since lawmakers from different countries are trying to push zero-emission cars by introducing laws to ban all petrol and diesel cars by 2040. That's right, the roadmap for a lot of countries, including the US, Canada, India and others in the European Union, is for all new cars to be completely electric in the next 20 years. None of these proposed laws include motorbikes so far, so it seems that we will get away with it for a while longer. Now, the reason we're here today is the launch of Zero's new SRF electric bike, and oh boy is this a beauty. Get your motorbike news in a pleasant way. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss the next episode. Zero is the Tesla of the motorcycle world. It's smaller and younger than the established manufacturers, but with more relevant experience. Until now, they've offered a dirt bike, the Zero FX, and a naked tourer, the Zero S, with its off-road capable brother, the DS. But today, all eyes are on its fastest, most powerful bike that Zero has made, the SRF. It's been in development for at least 3 years to get to the stage where it is now, and a lot of stuff has happened in those 3 years. Harley Davidson announced and is actually taking pre-orders of its new battery-powered LiveWire. We will talk about that a bit later. Ducati CEO says the future is electric. Kawasaki has patents that indicate a similar worldview, and a few other electric bikes are starting to peek around the corner. This is not a fad that is going away, so it's no use sticking your head in the sand like an ostrich. Most probably in the next 20 years, we will be talking a lot more about kilowatts than gallons of gas. Let's get into the specs then. The SRF comes in two versions, a standard and a premium versions. Both of them put down 110 horsepower and 190 newton meters of torque. 190 is massive. Most bikes around the 110-120 horsepower mark only have around 120 newton meters of torque. That is close to 70% more torque, and you don't get that in bits and pieces here and there. There is no torque curve. It's available to you all at once. Woohoo! The SRF is capable of a 200 kilometers an hour top speed and has an estimated city range of around 320 kilometers and around 240 at a sustained 90 kilometers an hour. Couple that with a 60-minute 0 to 95% recharge time and you have an unicorn. An electric bike that is finally mature enough so you don't get any range anxiety, because 320 kilometers is more than good for any city riding that you will do in one day. The standard version will recharge in 80 minutes compared to the premium's 60. Both of these are with the optional rapid charge pack, which will set you back another $2,300. Without it, you will need to wait 2 hours for the premium and 4 hours for the standard. So your trip is basically over, while having to wait only 60 minutes for a 0 to 95% charge can easily be justified by stopping over for lunch. Plus, you probably will never drain your battery down to 0% anyway. The SRF features Showa suspension for the back and front with your usual array of adjustability, preload, compression and damping. Brakes are from Bosch along with their own motorcycle stability control. The SRF is the first electric motorcycle to use MSC, and that is a big deal. MSC monitors a range of vehicle data to support the rider and maintain traction, particularly under dynamic conditions such as hard acceleration or braking while turning. Sounds like just the thing for a bike that can deliver all of that torque instantaneously. When combined with Cypher 3, which is the operating system for the SRF, the MSC's full capabilities are unleashed, resulting in best-in-class straight-line ABS and cornering brake control, traction control, and drag torque control. Basically all the controls. You get all the controls, best in class. The Cypher 3 also allows for 3 riding modes to be configured, which control the rate of acceleration and the traction control. But its best feature yet is one that exists nowhere else but in a Tesla, as far as I know, is the ability to perform over-the-air updates. Now, all cars and bikes nowadays have software built into them that control almost everything. But to update the software, you need to go to a dealer and do it, so it's almost never done. Imagine buying your laptop and for its entire lifetime never actually updating it. With the SRF, the moment an improvement to the software, a new functionality, like another riding mode for example, is released, you can update your bike just like you would your phone. Great stuff, just great. Amazing. The bike obviously comes with a mobile app where you can control a lot of its settings, and it will also let you know if the bike is moving or if it has fallen over. So wave a long goodbye to the days of motorcycle alarm systems. You get quite a lot of smart tech in this bike, and I would expect nothing less from an electric. So how much does all of this cost? Well, it's not as easy as it seems. Standard version retails for $19,000 while the premium goes for $21,000. Add the rapid charge system and they are both gonna set you back another $2,300. But this does not take into consideration all those sweet incentives that each country has for electric vehicles or any other advantages such as congestion charges or in parking. Depending on your country, this can be quite significant, with the US offering up to $7,500 in tax credits for electric vehicles. Secondly, you need to take into consideration the maintenance cost. Gone are the days of changing your oil or the spark plugs, no more air filters. All of these add up to quite a bit in a season of riding. And lastly, there is gas, or the fact that you don't have to pay for it anymore. A full charge of the EV has been worked out to around $1.6, so that gets you around 200 miles in the city. Then the equivalent cost in gas money would be around $12. So after 2,000 miles of riding. Dave, why do you sometimes put miles and sometimes put kilometers? I'm not gonna work them out now. Oh, did I tell you to do that? Okay. Dave, consistency. Consistency is important. So, after around 2,000 miles of riding, you would have saved around $100. On a different planet, Harley Davidson has opened pre-orders for its first electric bike, the LiveWire. LiveWire. Electric. Lots of thought went into that. Maybe it's the same guy that came up with Chevy Volt or the Chevy Spark. Moving on, there are really no specs available for the LiveWire, which is weird since the bike is supposed to drop into dealerships in the fall of this year. And Harley is already asking for your money with the pre-orders being open. We do know that their claimed range is a measly 110 miles compared to the 200 miles of the SRF, and that the recharge time is around 8 hours with no option to upgrade to a fast charger. So you can basically go 50 miles in one direction, come back home and charge your bike overnight. And for this privilege, Harley also wants $30,000 of your hard-worked money. Yes, $10,000 more than the SRF for a vastly inferior bike. This bike is dead on arrival, and shame on you, Harley. You've been around for 1,000,000 years, and instead of pushing the market with innovation and great product, you come out with this garbage. Pre-orders without specs? What's that about? What am I pre-ordering? How am I supposed to know that I got what I paid for if you don't tell me what I'm paying for? I'm out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments what your take on the Zero SRF is. Do you see yourself owning an electric bike in the next 5 years? And I also want to hear if you're thinking about pre-ordering the LiveWire. I want to know how your mind works. If you've enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up, and if you consider you've learned something new, consider subscribing. Cheers and see you on Saturday.